How many of you grab your guitar and never touch the knobs because you keep them cranked all the way, all the time? I must admit, I'm often guilty of this myself. The Floyd Rose, the active pickups, the fast neck. I just want to tear this thing up right now, and I'm gonna. But just because we like to riff hard and loud, it doesn't mean we have to crank it up to 11 all the time. In fact, we shouldn't. If we want to make music that's actually interesting and keeps our listeners engaged, we'll want to add some killer dynamics by using the volume knob. Today, I'm going to give you 4 really simple, really fun tricks that will give you the most out of this overlooked guitar feature. To get the most out of all areas of your guitar playing, especially those really difficult ones that make you want to throw your axe in the trash, I've linked a free practice guide in the description of this video. It's for those who need an extra kick in the pants to make consistent gains, and for those who want to take their playing to the next level but don't know how. Again, the link for that is in the description, and you can find it at ZachCharGuitar.com. This first trick I'm going to show you is super cool because it transforms your guitar into a violin. Karak Angren, anybody? Before we even touch our guitar, having a delay effect can pull this off really nicely. So you want to start with the volume all the way down. It doesn't really have to reach 0, but low enough to just minimize the attack of the next thing we're about to do, okay? Which is hammer on a note. And when you do a hammer on, you're going to want to use a good amount of force to really make this thing pop because you want it to sustain, okay, as you ring out the note. So first hammer on, and then do a volume swell by gently rolling the volume knob up to a louder pitch. It helps if you add some vibrato with that left hand too. It'll really help pull off a true, more authentic violin effect. Alright, so what we just did is something I'll call volume swell hammer-ons. Now the next thing we're going to do is really similar, but it has a different outcome. The difference lies in the context, the application, and the end goal. If you want to add some thick atmosphere to another guitar part, or just want some ominous, smoky sound waves, this effect is for you. Alright, so this is pretty simple. You are going to want to have the volume knob turned all the way down when you do this, okay? You're going to want to have no attack. And what you're going to want to do is strum a chord. It could be any chord, but I think the most fun chord in this case would be a big ol' open E power chord. So after you strum that big bad chord, you're just going to want to, again, like we did in the first trick, slowly and gently roll the volume knob all the way up like this. So this third tip might be really good for you if you're in like a performance situation or like a jam session, but you have limited gear and you want to lay down some leads. You might be afraid that the leads will not be able to cut through the wall of sound with everything else going on. So this effect solves that issue pretty nicely. So for this one, instead of having your volume knob at 100%, you might want it closer to somewhere around 2/3 of the way up. And this will be for your rhythm tones, okay? So keep it like this. Your rhythm tones will be just fine. And once it's time to melt some faces, all you do is simply roll that volume knob all the way up to 100. And when you're done and all the faces are melted, you just return it back to 2/3 of the way up. So lastly, we arrive at the guitar trick that has the greatest contrast, the kill switch effect. Some guitars come equipped with a kill switch, but you don't necessarily need one, depending on your guitar. To get a kill switch effect without a kill switch, your guitar will need to have at least 2 pickups with a volume knob for each one. Okay, that's why I switched guitars, because that other one, even though it has 2 pickups, it only has 1 volume knob, so it will not work the same. So what you're going to want to do first is turn 1 volume knob all the way down. Keep the other volume knob all the way up. So when you keep your pickup selector on the pickup with the volume on, you should be able to hear something. Next, all you have to do is pick any note or strum any chord and move your pickup selector back and forth between the pickup that's on and the pickup that's off. Your volume knob doesn't need to be at its loudest all the time to give you the loudest results. Between the volume swell hammer-ons, the open chord volume swells, the lead boosts, and the kill switch effects, the world is your oyster when it comes to adding dynamics to your guitar playing. Comment below and tell me which trick or tricks you can see yourself using first. So you know how to get the most out of your volume knob. Now to get the most out of all other areas of your playing, you can download and print that free resource right now by clicking the link in the description or by going to ZachCharGuitar.com. It's got 8 hacks that will make you conquer that axe. Again, the link for that is in the description, and you can also find it at ZachCharGuitar.com. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. My name is Zach with Zach Char Guitar, and I will see you in the next one.